Hey yo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at Ghost Train, created by Floss. So stay tuned and let's check it out. Alrighty, this was sent in by one of our Discord legend builders. You all know her, you all love her, Floss. And yes, I did feature her just on the weekend there with the Hanging Gardens. She has helped put together this Spotlight submission tool, the new one, and I am now using it. So thanks to her, we are able to do Spotlights, and you guys are able to submit your creations to me once again. So big shout out to Floss and a big thank you. And for that, I am featuring her twice. And in that video, I also mentioned that she had done this thing called the Ghost Train. I really wanted to see it. I then after went and sorted through the spotlights and found that she did submit it. So we're going right into the Ghost Train, which I was very excited to check out here today, and here it is. So let's read what she has to say about it. Here she says, "Hey Johnny, I will save you my usual long chatter, tongue emoji. It's a Western spooky compact wooden coaster haunted by locomotives. Boom. You must start at the station for the queue to fit properly. Have a great day. Floss." I actually always start from the station. I didn't realize there's any other way to do it. So that's all she has to say. Let's jump on into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is a freaking artistic masterpiece. The train is up in the air. Let's reverse that. I don't know if we're going to see it from the rider perspective, so I'm going to show it off here. A little bit of a spoiler, my apologies, or spoiler alert, I guess. But yeah, you might not see it from the rider's perspective, so I do want to show it off here. At some point here, there it is. That is incredible. White spooky flames, or teal spooky flames. The train goes up. It's a ghost train. I've never seen that before in Planet Coaster, and I love it. We have the destruction, we have the craziness, we have the creepiness, the spookiness that represents everything that Floss loves to do. I absolutely love this. It's crazy. The lighting's really spooky, eerie, very subtle. That's what I love to see from good lighting. But then we have some focal point lighting, some hot spots. And when this one's all lit up like that, you have the hot spot here, you have the hot spot there, and then one right in the center for this spooky, what do you call them, Grim Reaper Harvester, and it all brings it together in one nice, beautiful composition. And then, of course, I talked about this just yesterday in the Hanging Gardens. Floss is one of our lady creators that really loves to focus on the coasters. She makes some fantastic coasters, and we've seen plenty from her in the past. And yet again, here's a coaster blueprint to prove exactly my point. So, great boarding station. It's all tattered and ruined, boarded up. Has all that fun stuff that Floss likes to do. Has that Western theme, but haunted. Really cool. I mean, the art style is impeccable. Really good stuff. So I'll take you through the queue. You guys probably saw it when I was in the setup, but it goes really quick. So we'll take a walk down here. Wow, look at that shot. Oh, I kind of wish it was all lit up. Hopefully we see that on the coaster. Oh, you have a piece here that wasn't part of your setup. That's quite okay. Another one. You forgot to group those. Okay. I really like being nestled in with these supports with all the moonlighting coming through. That's pretty cool. And here we are in the crooked boarding station. And we have a wooden coaster to check out here today. So there's a look at all the stats, everybody. And I'll cut to it when one is ready. Fantastic. Do want to pause it for a second here. Now, the hands were in the way, and I do know that annoys a lot of you. I've seen people say, please cut the hands out entirely, blah, 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 blah. Well, there's difference of opinion here. Some people really like to see the perspective with the guests screaming and all that stuff. It really gives you the immersion. Unfortunately, we get the hands in the way. That's the downside to it. Also, you know, I put all the work into setting up the coaster. I could just pop the coaster down and go into test mode, but then you guys don't get to see the setup. Some people also enjoy that, and when I don't do that, I also get complaints. Whichever way you go, you can't please everybody. So the only other way to go here is to do a track view, which we will do here. And also when we do cinematic, I love seeing the guests on the train for cinematic. Although the white mannequins might look like spooky ghosts, which is actually fitting for this coaster. So maybe it would have worked this time. So we're going to go to track view and then cinematic. There it is. Okay, amazing stuff. Let's talk about it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait till this catches on fire again, so we can pause it and talk about it. This looks so cool in terms of a composition. My goodness, and going back to that cue coming up here. And I love the use of, is that the vintage? I'm not sure what that is. I think it's the vintage, but the detailing here is amazing. Now, my one feedback to Floss, and she's probably already aware of this, if the coaster was coming in this way instead, and we were coming up here, we would have gotten a much better look at that train crashing. Unfortunately, our backs are facing it, and we don't get that glimpse. Look how much of a better shot that is. It just burns the eyes as you're coming through. That would have been the perfect way to do it. Now, unfortunately, you would have had to redirect your train. That would be my one feedback to you, Floss, and it's pretty rare that I actually give you feedback of all people, and I'm sure that's something that you noticed as well, but yeah. So good. So I want to point out a few things to our newer builders and our builders that makes this such a good build, because Western is actually tricky and detailing is actually tricky, but this is such a good looking build. First of all, things to note is our rock placement. So not just red rock, but mixtures of gray rock and shrubs everywhere, cactus mixed in. That detail, a few little minecarts spilled over. It just makes it so nice and creates a lot of noise. So that noise is really important when doing Western. Otherwise, it just looks all red and drab. And also at nighttime, she didn't do the red glowing rocks. I see a lot of people putting red lights on their rocks for no reason at all. It is fine that they're unlit. You could throw a couple lanterns around that have been knocked over, that's fine. But I think what she has done is perfect because of the spookiness. You want that very teal light, dimmed down lighting by taking the light all the way into the black and making sure it's very dim, but then having those extreme hot spots. It's just so cool. Also, the detail on the boarding stations is not boxy. It's open, it's broken, there's damage, all those little things. You know, while it may seem like I'm pointing out the obvious, while people are building, they might go, oh, I think this is a really good build. And then when someone else looks at it, it goes, it's missing something. Well, these are the small little details that it's missing sometimes, especially with the Western, because the builds can come out really boxy. You know, this is a simple little church, but she's gone out of the way to add some details. I'm pretty sure an animatronic comes jumping out of here as well. And I think the last thing I really want to point out is these mine shafts. I've seen a lot of people do mine shafts where it's just the rocks going through here, and I go, guys, you got to board it up, got to board it up. And this is a perfect example of it. Look how boarded up it is, but it's also open on one side, which gets the light coming in. And then she has the fall. Whoa, what happened to the camera there? She has the falling debris that comes, you know, rubbling down as the coaster's going by as a triggered event. It's just such good attention to detail and a perfect mine shaft overall with the little buckets again outside. So really good stuff on this. I mean, there's not anything I would change other than the direction of which the coaster comes through here. I also really love the architecture on this bridge, and again, the rubbling down below. All those little tiny minute details. This little building here, it's like, let's touch it up with a little bit of Western. It's all boarded up and you pass through it. The light shines through cobwebs. Those are the little tiny details that make something pop. And then a big custom statue here of the Grim Reaper, or whatever you want to call him. I think it's a specter, right? That would be a specter. Maybe the one little thing I would do is put some glowing eyes on that bugger. And that's about it. A superb creation, truly a superb creation. Looks phenomenal at both day and nighttime, but that nighttime, so freaking cool. All right, absolutely amazing stuff on this one here today. Floss, thank you so much for this creation and sharing it with us today. And that's going to do it for this episode of Coaster Spotlight. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more daily Planet Coaster videos. If you guys enjoy the show and everything I do on the channel, please consider becoming a patron. Your support allows me to continue making these spotlights for this wonderful community. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.